Cowboys Nation, get ready, because the 2025 NFL Draft Talk just got a whole lot spicier thanks to the latest mock draft from ESPN's Jordan Reid. That's right, Reid just dropped a full 7-round mock for our Dallas Cowboys. And let me tell you, this thing is loaded with talent, surprises, and one massive potential game changer in the form of wide receiver Tetairoa McMillan. We're breaking down every single pick, what it means, why it matters, and how it fits into the Cowboys' evolving identity under Mike McCarthy and the Jones front office. So buckle in, get your draft boards ready, and let's dive into what could be one of the most pivotal drafts in recent Cowboys history. Starting with the first-round pick, Jordan Reid has the Cowboys taking none other than Tetairoa McMillan, the electrifying wide receiver from Arizona who's been turning heads with his size, speed, and insane playmaking ability. Now, if you've been following the Cowboys closely, you know that while CeeDee Lamb is that dude in elite WR1, the supporting cast hasn't quite lived up to expectations. Brandon Cooks had moments, but he's aging, and the inconsistency from the WR3 spot has been a real concern. That's why this pick is so intriguing. McMillan brings a blend of physicality and finesse that could immediately elevate the Cowboys' offense and give Dak Prescott a new toy that stretches the field vertically and creates matchup nightmares for opposing defenses. Tetairoa McMillan stands at 6'5" and weighs in at about 210 pounds, making him a legitimate red zone threat and jump ball specialist. But don't let the size fool you, this kid can move. He's got deceptive speed, sharp route running, and excellent hands. He tracks the ball well, adjusts mid-air like a seasoned pro, and knows how to use his frame to shield defenders. At Arizona, he wasn't just a highlight reel guy, he was a consistent target who delivered week in and week out. Adding McMillan to an offense already featuring Lamb and tight end Jake Ferguson could push this Cowboys offense to elite status, assuming Dak stays protected and the run game does its part. Now, what's important to understand here is that drafting a wide receiver in the first round means the Cowboys are prioritizing offensive firepower. This is not a pick you make if you're just looking for a steady contributor. You make this move when you're trying to turn a strength into a weapon. It also signals a shift in strategy from the front office. For years, we've seen Dallas focus on trenches early: offensive line, defensive line, linebacker. But now, with CeeDee entering his prime and questions swirling around the longevity of this offensive core, bringing in McMillan is a clear sign they want to maximize this window. Moving into the second round, Jordan Reid has the Cowboys addressing a critical need with a pick that could bring a lot of relief to fans who've been screaming about the offensive line. Reid has Dallas selecting a powerful, technically sound offensive tackle who's capable of stepping in and contributing immediately, someone who could even push for a starting job depending on how training camp shakes out. This makes perfect sense. With Tyron Smith no longer in the picture and questions around how much longer Zach Martin can play at an elite level, this team absolutely has to reinforce the trenches if they want to keep Dak healthy and give the run game a chance to thrive. The third round brings another piece to the puzzle, and this time, it's all about the front seven. Reid has Dallas grabbing a disruptive interior defensive lineman who's quick off the snap and strong at the point of attack. This is a move that aligns perfectly with Mike Zimmer's defensive vision. Zimmer wants guys up front who can not only occupy space but get penetration, collapse pockets, and create chaos. This pick gives the Cowboys another rotational piece alongside Osa Odigizua and Motzi Smith, two players who have shown flashes but need help to consistently dominate. If this third rounder pans out, it could turn the defensive line into a real problem for opposing offenses. By the time we hit the fourth round, Jordan Reid keeps the momentum going with a value pick that screams upside: a ball-hawking cornerback with the versatility to play both inside and outside. This is huge because we all saw what happened last season when injuries hit the secondary. The depth was exposed, and the unit struggled to recover. With Trayvon Diggs coming back from a major injury and Darren Bland proving to be a rising star, the Cowboys still need that third corner who can rotate in and cover bigger slot receivers or jump outside when needed. This fourth rounder could develop into that guy, especially under Zimmer's tutelage, which is known for getting the most out of DBs. Fifth round, and guess what? The Cowboys go back to the offensive side of the ball this time with a dynamic running back who's built for today's NFL. This pick feels like a response to the committee approach that didn't work out as planned last season. With Pollard gone and Deuce Vaughn still a question mark in terms of durability, bringing in a powerful, shifty runner who can handle 10-15 touches a game is a smart play. This guy's got vision, burst, and the ability to catch out of the backfield. He might not be a superstar right away, but he brings depth and versatility to a position group that's badly in need of both. In the sixth round, Reid has the Cowboys taking a linebacker with great instincts and special teams value. This is one of those picks that might fly under the radar on draft night but could end up being a hidden gem. Remember, teams win championships not just with their stars but with the depth that fills out the roster. A high IQ linebacker who plays with energy and effort can be a difference maker on special teams right away and develop into a rotational piece down the line. And with the uncertainty surrounding Leighton Vander Esch's health and Damone Clark's consistency, linebacker depth is a must. As we roll into the seventh round, Jordan Reid doesn't slow down. He has Dallas using their final pick on a developmental quarterback. Yes, you heard that right. This isn't a threat to Dak, nor is it a sign of a QB controversy. This is smart roster management. You bring in a late-round quarterback, someone who's got traits but needs time, and let him learn behind Dak and Cooper Rush. If he develops, great, you've got a backup or trade piece. If not, no harm done. But you always want to be thinking ahead, and grabbing a QB late is a low-risk, high-reward move. Now, when you zoom out and look at this entire mock draft from Jordan Reid, you start to see the bigger picture. The Cowboys are balancing need with value, athleticism with football IQ, and upside with immediate impact. Tetairoa McMillan sets the tone with star potential, but every pick after that builds the foundation. You've got help for the offensive line, reinforcements for the D-line and secondary, juice in the backfield, and even a developmental QB to keep the pipeline fresh. This is what smart drafting looks like. It's not just about the splash, it's about the structure. One of the most impressive things about this mock is how each pick feels intentional. Too often, we see mock drafts that feel like names just thrown into slots. But Reid clearly did his homework here, matching scheme fits with coaching philosophy and positional need. You can see how Zimmer's influence on defense is shaping the types of players being targeted: smart, aggressive, positionally versatile guys who don't shy away from contact. Offensively, it's all about giving Dak the tools to succeed: more protection, more weapons, and more flexibility. Let's talk for a moment about McMillan again, because he really is the crown jewel of this mock. There's something to be said about adding a big-bodied receiver who can change the complexion of your offense. Think about it: Lamb demands double coverage, and if McMillan can win one-on-ones consistently, it opens up everything. It gives Ferguson more room to operate underneath. It gives the run game lighter boxes. It even helps Cooks or whoever slots in as WR3 by drawing attention away. This is how you build a layered, multi-dimensional offense that can adapt to whatever defenses throw at them. And here's where it gets even more exciting. Imagine what McMillan could do in red zone packages. The Cowboys have struggled in the red area in recent years, often settling for field goals when they should be punching it in. A guy like McMillan, with his size and leaping ability, changes that calculus. You line him up on the outside or in the slot, isolate him against a smaller DB, and just let him go get it. That's 6 points waiting to happen. And if you add in creative formations with Ferguson and even play action options with the new running back, this offense could be lethal inside the 20. Now, obviously, no draft is perfect, and not every pick is going to hit. That's just the nature of the game. But what makes this mock from Reid so encouraging is that it feels like a draft that understands the Cowboys' current situation. It acknowledges the holes, addresses the future, and builds around the core pieces already in place. You can't ask for much more than that. Plus, the positional diversity ensures that the roster gets stronger across the board, not just in one or two spots. We also need to talk about the strategy behind the draft order. Reid doesn't have the Cowboys reaching for need, and that's important. Drafting for need alone can get you into trouble. Instead, he focuses on players who match value with role, ensuring the Cowboys aren't sacrificing talent just to fill a gap. That's how you stay competitive not just for one season but over multiple years. It's sustainable team building, and it's something fans have been begging for from this front office. Let's not forget the cap implications here either. With big contracts on the books and more coming, Lamb and Micah Parsons, anyone? Dallas needs cheap, controllable talent to balance the payroll. This mock delivers exactly that: guys who can play on rookie deals while giving you real production. That's how teams like the 49ers and Chiefs stay in contention year after year. They hit on their drafts and don't overpay for average talent in free agency. If the Cowboys follow that model with a draft like this, they're going to be in great shape. Another underrated aspect of this mock? It creates competition. Every position group gets deeper, which forces the veterans to stay sharp and the young guys to earn their spots. That's the kind of internal pressure that breeds excellence. You think a guy like Terrence Steele or Damone Clark is going to relax knowing there's a talented rookie breathing down their neck? No shot. And that's exactly what you want. Iron sharpens iron, and this draft brings plenty of edge. We're going to break down more of this in the next segment, including player comps, projected roles, and how this mock lines up with other analysts' boards. But before we do, I want to hear from you. What do you think of Jordan Reid's 7th-round mock for the Cowboys? Do you love the Tetairoa McMillan pick? Do you wish they'd gone in a different direction? Which late-rounder do you think could be the surprise gem? Let's get that conversation going in the comments, because draft season is heating up and this channel is the place to be for all things Cowboys. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We've got full draft coverage, live reaction shows, scouting breakdowns, and giveaways all lined up as we get closer to the big weekend. Hit that like button, smash subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you don't miss a single update. This is Attack on Cowboys, and we're just getting started. Let's ride!